Chicago, Illinois. Sold out Cicero Stadium, nearly 2,500 strong, as a week-long crossover series that started in Arena Mexico last Friday reaches its climax tonight in Chicago, Illinois. My name is Joe Dombrowski. By my side is the great Austin Aries. And Austin, if you're just joining us, if you haven't been following the past week, we have breaking news for you.
Yes, last Friday in Mexico City, we crowned two new champions. Último Guerrero, the new national openweight champion, and we have new world tag team champions.
Los Depredadores have captured the tag team championships, dethroning Kojima. That was a major shocker.
Well, I think we might have some more shocks in store tonight, Joe, because tonight, World Heavyweight Championship, Dijak has not been pinned. He takes on Matt Riddle for the championship, and I know I predicted it at Battle Riot, but tonight, I think we see a new World Heavyweight Champion crown.
Well, that could very well happen, but speaking of championships, we're going to kick it all off with a championship matchup. The brand new MLW World Tag Team Champions as we send to the ring, and Rich Palladino.
The following lucha is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit, and it is for the MLW World Tag Team Championship! Introducing first the challengers from Gomez, Palacio, Durango, Mexico, and a total combined weight of 182 kilos, Dark Panther in blue, Panther Jr.
Certainly a more than formidable team to get the first title shot of this new era, reign of Los Depredadores. You're looking at Blue Panther Jr. and there's Dark Panther. They are the sons of the legendary Blue Panther Sr. Really stole the show at Battle Riot, and there you see, it was May the 2nd when Los Depredadores defeated Kojima and Okamura before a sold-out Arena Mexico to become the brand new MLW World Tag Team Champions, and we're going to see them in just a second.
And their opponents from Mexico City, Mexico, at a total combined weight of 178 kilos, they are the current reigning and defending MLW World Tag Team Champions, Rugido and Magnus, Depredadores!
Los Depredadores literally translates to the Predators, and they were stalking for some gold down in Arena Mexico. Los Depredadores, a faction formed September 2021 by the great Volador Jr. as he assembled some of his finest students that he had trained and mentored together to dominate CMLL. Austin, as of last week, that domination goes global.
Yeah, you're so smart, Dombrowski. You got all the history, you got all the information. Here's what I want to see. How do these two take the pressure of being the new tag team champions of the world? There's one thing to capture the titles. It's another one when the target's on your back and you have to defend them.
That's a great question. Kojima, the first tag team to defend the MLW World Tag Team titles in another country in Mexico. Also the first tag team to lose them in Mexico. Referee Derek Martha holding those prized championships. It is Rugido in the foreground, representing the champions, and Magnus in the background. Rugido literally translates to roar, and we're going to hear the sound and the size and the decibels of his roar in this matchup.
Calm down. Put your paws away there while you're making those hand gestures.
Well, these fans are making their gestures. They brought their horns. They brought their enthusiasm, lucha libre, the passion, the excitement. This, and I say this honestly, and we have so many great crowds everywhere we go. Dallas, Los Angeles, all over the United States. There is not a more lucha libre-centric crowd than right here in Cicero Stadium, Chicago, every time we come here.
You know what I wish they brought, Dombrowski? I wish they would all brought masks. That would have been helpful. If they love lucha libre so much, put some mask on these ugly faces here.
Nice. That's Magnus in the ring, wanting a handshake from Blue Panther Jr., the larger and the elder of the two Blue Panther offsprings. Nice takedown on Magnus. We've seen him many times before. Magnus challenged Místico in the Opera Cup last year en route to Místico's history-making ascent to victory. Both men trying to feel each other out in the early going. Rapid pace, as you would expect. Arm drag as the big man gets underneath. Magnus responds in kind.
Yeah, what I'm really interested in here is, you can be the World Tag Team Champions, but you're facing off a couple of brothers. You got to think that their tag team execution, being able to think and know what their brother wants to do and what, that's going to come to advantage. I almost wonder if they have the advantage as far as a team because they've known each other since they were born.
I think it's an excellent point. You think about the pressure. How about the pressure of living up to a Lucha Libre walking, talking God in Blue Panther as Rugido tagged in now, going one-on-one with Dark Panther. Of course, Lucha Libre matches, oftentimes you don't see a physical hand-to-hand tag. Sometimes a partner can step to the outside and be replaced by the illegal man. And check that out. Is
that a leg drag?
Yeah, use the leg to take over Dark Panther.
I've never seen that before. Never seen that.
Lucha Libre is so rapid fire. Oftentimes, weight positioning, strategy. It is at the drop of a hat, lightning fast. You have to think to be ahead of your opponent or get out of or into position that you may want to be in.
You have to really be in top cardiovascular condition to move at the pace that these guys move, execute the maneuvers they move at the high level that they do.
Nice step up into the Hurricane Rana by Dark Panther, who's been trained by many Lucha greats, not just his father, but Solar, Virus, Último, Guerrero, who we'll see in a little bit. We talked about him becoming the new middleweight champion of Major League Wrestling, defeating Matthew Justice. Pace continues rapid as Magnus gets dropped, and there you see the teamwork of the Brothers Panther into the cover, 2 count only. And Austin, what'll it do to the new champions, Los Depredadores, if they lose in their first championship defense?
I mean, if it was me, I'd just retire at that point.
Oh, retire? Well, that shows you the pressure's on. You don't want to be a one-hit wonder as Blue Panther Jr. up and over, creates that distance, and comes up with a drop kick.
Tell you what, Blue Panther Jr., he's not a small man, but he moves like one. Great agility for a man his size.
You can see Blue Panther Jr. feeding off of the energy of this crowd. Some of these fans may be split, may be torn based on who they support. Magnus misses in the corner, and nice form on the spine buster.
I would just cheer for the guys in the masks. That way I got my bases covered.
There you go. Here comes Dark Panther, and Magnus wide open and nowhere to go. And there's a cover, 2 count only, and CMLL, a lot of times the rules can be discretionary. You can see the crowd here, the masses. You could not fit another soul in this building if you tried. We are jam-packed. Another sellout for Major League Wrestling. Now nearly a year and a half strong. That streak's alive.
Well, I don't want to take all the credit, Dombrowski, but I've been here the last 2 events, Battle Riot and now here tonight. Both sold out crowds. What can I say?
You can join along in the conversation on whatever your favorite social media platform is. Use the hashtag MLW Lucha. Tell us what you love the most.
Here's some nice teamwork by the tag team champions.
2 count only and a kick out. Magnus gets his name from the Roman Emperor Magnus Maximus, who usurped an emperor from the throne in the 4th century. Very fitting that he usurped Satoshi Kojima and Okamura from their crowns down 8 days ago in Mexico City in front of a sold-out crowd in the most famous wrestling venue in Mexico.
Right on his ribs, Dombrowski. Did you see that?
Double underhook backbreaker, nicely done.
So here's the thing. In a normal tag team match, you want to cut the ring off in half to not let your opponent get to his corner. But with Lucha rules, that equation changes a little bit. It's not the typical American-style tag team strategy that you're going to use.
Yeah, but Los Depredadores do want to keep Dark Panther in the ring, because if Dark Panther can find an escape, then that becomes a legal exchange.
That's what I said, Dombrowski. Follow along here.
I was backing you up.
I don't need your backup.
All right. Sorry off. Straps are down on Dark Panther as he's on the receiving end of these hard chops. Los Depredadores Great tag team chemistry. Also the Mexican national tag team champions for 671 days strong. They beat La Fuerza Tapatía, Esfinge and Fugaz for that title. And you can see
great teamwork.
Tandem offense like that led to Y as a 2 count from Rugido on Dark Panther. Gotta believe Volador Jr. is watching live on YouTube somewhere around the world right now.
No, wait a
his
second.
charges.
Now the referee's saying he didn't have the tag rope. He's not allowing the tag. I can't keep up with these lucha rules, Dombrowski.
Well, you do have to stay in your corner and abide by Americanized rules as well. It's an American referee.
Maybe he's a paid-off referee.
Well, that's happened before in Lucha Libre as well. But Derek Martha, one of the finest in the sport, and certainly MLW, one of the finest tag team divisions you're going to find anywhere. You think about the Rogue Horsemen, you think about the Boomay Fight Club, you think about Cozy Max, you think about Paul London and Paul Walterhauser.
I knew you were going to bring those guys up. Why you got to talk about Paul Walterhauser? Let's talk about Dijak and Bishop Dyer. Let's talk about those guys.
Certainly, let's talk about the Filthy Bros. How about that?
Contra Unit. How about we talk about Contra Unit?
I don't want to talk about Contra Unit.
Of course you don't.
They're always nearby. They can hack this feed at any second.
Don't wet yourself.
Hito putting the pressure on an 8-year pro who's trained extensively in Olympian and Greco-Roman wrestling as well. He's one of the most versatile luchadors stylistically.
You see they're slowing the pace down here just a bit. They've exerted a lot of energy. They've been moving very quickly, a lot of fast-paced action.
And notice Dark Panther is able to create an opening and he keeps moving. Shocks for everybody.
This is his opportunity. Now again, he can make it to the corner or he can roll out of the ring.
Looking to make their dad proud. Blue Panther was the local favorite with the LA Faithful in Battle Riot 7. And now, maybe a month delayed, but there may be MLW gold coming to the family. Blue Panther Jr. explosive offense, stereo arm drag for both champions.
Now usually that's a Japanese arm drag. Would that be a Mexican arm drag? Because he did it.
I'm going with it.
Double Mexican arm drag, impressive.
And a double clothesline. A lot of luchadors don't have the kind of upper body size Blue Panther Jr. does, and he hasn't lost a bit of that agility. Stereo Pescado.
Completely in sync by, I like to call them, the Panther brothers.
You're so creative.
I appreciate your acknowledgement of that, Dombrowski.
Well, these crowd acknowledging the incredible fight, a great way to kick off this broadcast tonight live across the world of Azteca Lucha.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but they've got a 20 count out here, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so they got a little time before they got to get back in the ring. Man, I would try to, I don't know, grab a weapon or something, see if the referee's not looking, cheat a little bit.
That's the Austin Aries playbook, but
it works.
Not something everybody subscribes by. If your father was watching or your trainer was watching, you may have second thoughts like these men would.
Who do you think taught me?
Well, that may be a good point as well. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Here we go, swinging through and back with a Tiger Feint kick. Incredible balance. And a somersault senton by Dark Panther. And Latigo Luganero. And in the ring, and
look at the power.
Luganero. Outpowering and Rugido and a near fall. Man, what a fight.
You know, and here's your opportunity to tag match. When you can get one man isolated in the ring, the other men are outside the ring taking some damage. Here's where you got to try to capitalize because there's nobody in there to break up the pin.
Hard strikes, but Panther stays on his feet, double clothesline.
I almost start to wonder if that extra mass that Blue Panther has now as we get later in this match, the cardio to carry that much muscle, the oxygen it takes to carry that much muscle might work at his disadvantage the longer this match goes and the quicker the pace the match continues to take.
That's a great call. Blue Panther Jr., anytime he's been legal at least, has really not had any time to breathe and collect himself.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What, listen, we're not asking about his status here, Dombrowski. That has nothing to do with anything.
Well, Magnus now comes through with a low drop kick in the nick of time. Panther Jr. was a second or two away, just inches from tagging his brother, and Magnus there right in the nick of time.
I tell you what, I'm really impressed with the tag team champions. They've controlled the vast majority of this match.
And now Los Depredadores playing mind games, pulling at the mask of Blue Panther Jr., and certainly We know very well the sacredness of that mask. And oh my God, that tilt-a-whirl.
Hey, why not 3? Hey, let's go for 4.
Quebradores for everybody.
Quattro. That was a quattro, Dombrowski.
It was. And it looks like he's got more left in him. Dark Panther cheering on us. This is Lucha Libre, like you'll only see in the United States as part of Major League Wrestling and CMLL. These fans revere these luchadors so much. Only one can leave as MLW World Tag Team Champions, representing a stacked division we talked about earlier. Oh, what a drop kick.
He caught him right in the chin.
Yeah, pinpoint precision. That'll do it.
Oh. There we go. That's a smart champion right there. Knew where he was in the ring, grabbed the rope, break up the count, lived to fight a little more.
An excellent call by Derek Martha to see that at the drop of a hat.
We had one Panther fly, we might have another.
Tope Suicida leads with the head and got all the impact he wanted.
You really see the challengers are taking some risks, some high impact moves, but risky moves because they know what's at stake, and it might be their best chance to become the new World Tag Team Champions. Oh, and again.
Dark Panther has the aim, the precision.
Wait a minute.
Oh, into the
Careful,
crowd.
hey.
Look out, take home a Rugido if you buy a front row ticket. And that's only step one.
There's no way.
Dark Panther.
Panthers can't fly that far. Oh!
Tope Suicida! Es más fuerte!
Way back in the ring.
Yeah, in the ring we have Blue Panther Jr. taking down Magnus. The match continues. They're legal now. Contact almost made with Martha.
Oh, wait a second. No. I didn't see anything.
A foul by Magnus.
What are you talking about?
He hit him low.
He slipped.
He hit him low. And Depredadores retain the title.
Here are your winners and still MLW World Tag Team Champions, Los Depredadores.
Magnus and Rugido will return to Arena Mexico as champions, but I don't think they could be proud of the way they did it.
What do you mean? They won the match.
Well, we can see some of the action. You can be proud of the agility of Blue Panther Jr., but there you see Martha covering as contact nearly made Magnus.
Totally
in a low
incidental.
blow.
Totally incidental. He just slipped too much baby oil.
Oh, come on. That's straight out of the Austin Aries playbook. I thought you'd be cheering that on. And Volador Jr., I believe, is...
That's what I'm cheering on. These guys still have the championship belts around their waist.
Well, they do. Los Depredadores. Wait a minute.
Depredadores. Depredadores. Esto no es una victoria. Esto no es una victoria. Así no se gana. Les exijo una revancha, pero ahora la quiero en Arena México.
Yeah, you're the translator here, Joe. What's he saying?
Y no tienen oportunidad. Al príncipe lagunero Blue Panther Jr. le tienes que ganar en el centro del ring y no con trampa. Así que ustedes deciden, ¿sí o no?
The Brothers Panther won a return match. It sounds like they've won it in Arena Mexico down in Mexico City.
Yeah, he said he respects him.
That Panther. I don't understand what you say. But remember, only one thing. We are not just the MLW Tag Team Champions. We are the best Tag Team Champions in MLW history.
That's a bold claim after 8 days as champion.
Okay. First, shut up, everybody. Panther's brothers, and you, and you, and you. If you want revenge, I'll seal you in Arena Mexico.
That sounds like an acceptance to me.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Look, they ran into the belts.
Los Depredadores accepted the return match, but they put the flavor and they take the mask off.
Good, give it to that lady in the front row. She needs it.
Oh, the historic legacy of Blue Panther and his sons disrespected tonight in front of a sold-out crowd.
That's what happens. That's what you get for being a sore loser.
Sore loser? They just wanted a fair shot at this. And it looks like we're going to have a return match. Those MLW tag titles will be contested in Arena Mexico. And I guess it'll be up to CMLL's officials to collaborate with Cesar Duran and sign this matchup. But certainly, no matter what side of the aisle you lay on, unfinished business with these two tag teams. That could be a sign of things to come as they reign as champions, but we're preparing for an incredible Lucha Libre main event.
Papá, mira lo que nos trajeron from Don Gato himself. He's congratulating us on our success of MLW Azteca Lucha. Isn't that great?
Made good for cool times. All right. Salud.
Hey jefe, ¿cómo está? Mis lesiones hoy se han curado y hoy quiero regresar por lo que me pertenece, ser una vez más el campeón de MLW.
Salud to your comeback, Místico. May fortune favor you or challenge you. Salud.
Salud.
Místico, he esperado tu regreso. Tanto se habla, pero esta noche tu era se termina.
Mira, Templario, el tiempo que yo no estuve aquí, has hablado muchas cosas. Y creo que no te cansas de hablar, de hablar y de hablar. ¿Y sabes qué? Tus palabras te las vas a comer.
Todos hablan de tu grandeza, de tu regreso, pero lo que no saben es de que hoy la leyenda se termina.
Jefe, yo estoy listo.
Make sure those two don't get into a fight before the main event.
Stand, patron. Contra has broken in. It is chaos out there. We gotta do something.
Oh,
Come on.
Oye, cógelo suave. You're a grandpa now. Can't be doing that.
You have a child to feed. Come on.
But it's so good.
Once before, he vows to finish the job tonight, but with Contra Unit already breaching the perimeter of the security of this building, will Ikuro Kwon have the advantage to play spoiler after he's already physically stolen the MLW middleweight title? We'll find out in our main event, but now we send it back to the ring and Rich Palladino.
The following fight is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Phoenix, Arizona, weighing in at 251 pounds, Alex Hammerstone!
What a shocking return it was at Battle Riot 7 when one of the greatest MLW World Champions of all time, a man who reigned for some 644 days as our world champion, came back and tried to go coast to coast, drawing #1 in Battle Riot, lasting over 35 minutes, eliminating, overpowering, overwhelming challenge after challenge. What about the standoff with Matt Riddle? Two different generational champions collide, but Austin Hammerstone, after 35 minutes plus, just wasn't his night.
Deliberately slimmed down a little bit to you, Dombrowski?
His opponent, accompanied to the ring by Shigeo Okamura, from Kotoku, Tokyo, Japan, weighing at 238 pounds, Satoshi Kojima!
Austin, you want to talk about slimming down. Satoshi Kojima is about 10 pounds lighter than we last saw him because that World Tag Team Championship is not there. And I noticed that what else isn't there by his side? Shigeo Okamura not present, and certainly we understand that Kojima and Okamura may not be seeing eye to eye in every way.
Yeah, I've been hearing some rumblings, Dombrowski, but I don't make anything of it. Listen, they just lost the Tag Team Championships, but let's not forget, Kojima is a very decorated singles wrestler.
Oh, no doubt about it. First ever MLW World Champion. The man who legitimized this brand in Japan and across the world. First ever two-time world champion. We are looking in the ring at a Major League Wrestling dream match. And all the noise and everything that Hammerstone has done and talked about, everything Kojima's had to deal with the past 8 days, it is null and void. This is a match between two men that maybe meant more than anyone to the MLW World title. We never thought we'd see it. We get it live tonight as part of Azteca Lucha.
Yeah, I know Hammerstone hasn't been real happy with the last couple of years of his career. Feels like he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got something to prove. Well, here's his chance to prove it.
Yeah, and both men really feel naked without a championship. And I would suggest a victory here. They could be in top contention for any championship. Hammerstone has not had a one-on-one match in MLW since December 2023. He's got to make up for lost time. Kojima, I think maybe if there's any Kojima critics out there, they would say he split his time between the world title and the tag titles. Maybe tonight Kojima regains a singular focus.
We're about to find out, but here you go. You got a couple of big men like this, there's a feeling out process.
Yeah.
These aren't, this isn't a middleweight match. These guys aren't 205. You're not going to see springboard dives. And you have to take a more measured approach, because with one of these guys hits a move, the impact is that so much greater.
Yeah, worldwide attention on this fight tonight. Media from Japan in our press box, including Weekly Fight Magazine. And Hammerstone, a quickened pace, favors Kojima, I would suggest, who's able to take down Hammerstone a couple of times. And I think a lot of times you overlook that upper body strength of Kojima because he's so well-rounded, but Kojima packs a powerful punch himself.
And look at Hammerstone, he's confused. Not many men are going to shoulder tackle him down like that. There we go, he's making him dance. You like that, don't you, Dombrowski?
It's impressive.
I bet you wish you could do that. No.
Not in my dreams.
Make your belly dance.
Hammerstone, also the first ever national openweight champion, by the way, 865 days. You're talking over 3 years.
Which is incredible.
In his MLW career total, he's held one championship or another.
It's incredible in this day and age when men are defending the title as much as they are against the competition they are. To hold any title for that long just shows the caliber of man he is.
What kind of condition do you think Kojima's in physically after this week-long series, MLW versus CMLL, Arena Mexico to here in Chicago? Kojima has tested himself with some of the best we've seen. Los Depredadores certainly atop that list. Último, Guerrero, another one. Hammerstone has not had that same schedule.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering more where he's at mentally, not physically. This guy's been doing it forever. He knows the physical toll it takes. Mentally, though, when you lose a championship, it can be difficult. And right now, also, Kojima's used to pushing his weight around. He's used to overpowering opponents. He's not going to do that against Hammerstone. This is power versus power.
And you got to wonder where the power lies in Hammerstone if he's lost the usage of one of his hands. He got broken that hand on the post trying to chop Kojima. Kojima slipped out of the way. Look out, they're getting close to us.
Well, don't hide behind me, Dombrowski. I'm not going to do anything to save you.
Well, I'm not going that way.
Watch out.
Hammerstone trying to elevate Kojima.
Yeah, this would be a game changer right here if he can hit that.
Kojima makes himself low, widens his base. Nice counter. And that's that leverage, that weight positioning.
That's called self-preservation.
Yeah. Those little things mean so much, but Kojima just straight out-muscled by Hammerstone. And Hammerstone has been a beast, a physical specimen since the day I met him, but I don't know if he's ever been this zoned in physically, and certainly it seems like the mental focus is there as well.
My big question is, has he faced competition at this level while he's been gone? Right? This is a different level that he's stepping into tonight, a different atmosphere. There's more at stake. Can he raise his game back to where it used to be when he was in MLW and prove that he's still the man?
Hammerstone raining down with forearm blows and just trying to knock Kojima unconscious, and nearly did it. First time ever we are seeing this matchup, and to your point, Austin, I think you can count on one hand the type of fighters that are on the level of Kojima, can match Kojima at a power fight like this. Hammerstone may be on that short list. We will find out in this MLW Dream Match. MLW would not be where it is today without what these men have meant to MLW and its world title.
Look at that. Look at those muscles. You see that his veins have veins, Dombrowski.
It's impressive. I can't doubt the vascularity of Alex Hammerstone, no question, as he drapes Kojima on the end of that ring frame. That's where metal meets wood under that skirt.
And listen, Kojima's a legend, but Hammerstone's much younger than he is, right? The longer this match goes, I wonder if that comes into play. Hammerstone's hungry. Kojima just is coming off a championship reign. Is he as hungry to get back on top? Right, there's all these factors. Oh, right to the side of the head.
You can see how violently Kojima's head just snapped to the side as we look at two eras of two of the greatest, perhaps, MLW World Champions of all time do battle for the first time ever. And I would play devil's advocate with your point, Mr. Aries.
Of course you would.
By saying that Kojima waited 20 years to get his world title back. He waited so long to return home. I don't think Kojima is ready to wait a long time again. Kojima's hungry to get right back in the mix.
Well, something you said that I think is interesting, first-time matchup, right?
Yeah.
Listen, you can watch and you can study all the film you want. You can try to scout your opponent. Until you're in the ring with the man, you don't really know what he's made of. So for both these men, this is the first time they've been in the ring with each other. They're finding something out about their opponent, maybe things that they didn't know, and you don't have a playbook on a man until you actually get in there and lock up with him.
I mean, and if you want to look at, studying footage, studying video of these men's top MLW matches, at various points, Kojima and Hammerstone have looked largely absolutely unbeatable throughout their entire tenures here. How do you find a weak spot in their game?
I'd put my thumb in his eye, personally. That's everybody's weak spot.
Sorry I asked. Hammerstone sends Kojima for the ride and followed through all of that muscle, all that weight. Hammerstone, I don't think gets enough credit for his quickness, how nimble he is, how quickly he can move from side to side in that ring. And when a frame that big is in motion, it is bad news for anybody in his way.
It's just not something he has to do because usually he can overpower his opponent. He doesn't have to use his quickness. In this match, it's going to come in handy because he might not be able to overpower Kojima. He might have to use that quickness to his advantage here tonight.
But Kojima can be elusive.
Don't want to be caught here.
The knife edge chops. And this is one element.
Get out of there.
I don't think Hammerstone can compete in.
Guy's not going to be able to lift chest for a month.
in excess of 35 chomps from Satoshi Kojima.
37, Dombrowski. I count.
And now to the far side. And Hammerstone is motionless.
And again, how many times you see Kojima go to the middle of the top rope? But against a man like Hammerstone who can match with the power, that's the risk he's got to take, and it paid off.
Elbow into the chest cavity. Kojima's got that cover, but a kick out at 2. Kojima was low on that cover, I think because of just the thickness of the leg of Hammerstone. Took a lot to hook it. That may have been what saved Alex Hammerstone.
Thighs that make the girls cry. That's what he told me earlier.
Kojima.
Oh!
Look at Hammerstone's fans cry. The DDT and the faraway look in the eyes of your boy Hammer tells me he's in a bad way.
You see right now Kojima's a little winded. He's taking a lot of damage. Took him a while to get that cover. Didn't hook a leg, which I'm surprised. A veteran like Kojima didn't hook a leg, and it may have cost him.
Kojima, the first two-time world champion. Hammerstone, the first man to hold the open weight and world championships in the course of his career. Wait, Kojima looking for the cozy cutter. That will do it.
It didn't have him softened up enough. You're not going to overpower Hammerstone unless you've got him where you need him.
Yeah, it's might on might. That's all strength from either side as Hammerstone caught Kojima high. And is Hammerstone debating a high-risk situation?
High rent district. Here we go.
Oh, like a Patriot missile. Hammerstone scores square onto its target. Only moments away.
Little pump handle action here. Can he get him up? Got him.
Kojima's fighting it, but he couldn't escape the grip. Pump handle, cover, done. No.
Wow.
My Lord.
Little frustration there on Hammerstone's face. Most men, that's going to put him away.
I mean, Hammerstone, talk about jumping into the fire on day one of his return to singles competition. There's no tougher test you can have than Satoshi Kojima. And Hammerstone realizing that. He's never met him before, but he's getting a lesson in real time with the world watching.
Hey, Hammerstone wants to make a statement. There's no better statement you can make than defeating Kojima right here in a singles match. Oh!
A power ball. Kojima fights his way free. Trying to keep his body, his legs kicking. Wait, Koji got her! Koji got her! Kojima scored!
I think Kojima saw his life flash in front of his eyes and he fought with everything he had. Pulled out that counter with the Koji cutter.
Kid Kojima, get 3! Oh, Hammerstone, the foot on the ropes. Had that been in the center of the ring, this match may very well be over.
I was going to say, it's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
If he would have had the wherewithal to roll Hammerstone into the center of the ring, he might have been able to secure the victory. But as it was, Hammerstone was able to get his foot on the rope.
Oh, Kojima was going lariat, but Hammerstone countered to a power slam. Hammerstone seconds away from his demise, but now.
Could be Pendulum Nightmare here. I've taken it.
Yeah,
it'll knock you out.
We saw it in Battle Riot, but Kojima again, that wide base counters the Nightmare Pendulum.
Oh!
Kojima digging down deep with that power, Austin.
Hammerstone's got that power that you get in the gym. Kojima's got that old man strength. You only get with time. And he pulled it out right there and almost took Hammerstone's head off his shoulders.
And not to mention the fighting spirit Kojima brings with him in every big-time battle, every big title fight, every top contender battle, and he needs it here against Hammerstone. A second lariat and a pump kick by Hammer. Oh, German release suplex. And how many guys do you see manhandle Kojima like that? Not many.
Not many at all. Can he get him up? He's got him up. And he put it down.
Pendulum. Oh, what rotation, what snap. Hammerstone has pinned the two-time world champion.
Here is your winner, Alex Hammerstone.
What a return to MLW one-on-one competition. Alex Hammerstone overpowers that powerful Kojima as we take back at some of the heavy hits of this fight.
There you see Hammerstone got caught in the corner. That's not where you want to be with Kojima. 37 chops to those beautiful pecs of Hammerstone. But in the end, it wasn't enough, because Hammerstone here hits the pendulum nightmare, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. Hammerstone with an impressive victory to start the night off against Kojima.
And no doubt Hammerstone has put himself back into championship contention for any title he may have his eyes on. And certainly everybody, I don't care if you're a champion, you're a challenger in MLW, you've got to take notice of your boy Hammer back on the scene. But, you know, switching gears to our main event later tonight, we know Hammerstone is not going to qualify for the World Middleweight Championship, but we do know that it is hotly contested. Místico, the previous champion, surrendered that title a month ago at Battle Riot, but Templario made that promise. He had those words. He made the statement when he was the first to pin Místico. He said he was going to finish that job. But last month, we saw another X Factor come into the situation. Místico surrendering that title. So much pride in him. Did not feel he had earned that title if he couldn't defend it. But Ikuro Kwon comes out. He missed Cesar Duran in the face. He steals that middleweight title in front of the world. Yeah. And as a result, Místico, the fighter he is, has demanded his return match tonight. Have both Templario and Ikuro Kwon involved. My question is pride getting in the way of judgment for Místico?
Well, listen, possession is 9/10 of the law. So Ikuro Kwon right now, he's got the championship belt. Now, your question, is pride getting in his way? I don't know if he has too much pride. I think he doesn't have enough brains.
Well, we will find out. That is your main event three-way matchup, Revenge of the Mind, as we send it back to the ring.
Set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit.
Azteca 13, it wouldn't be Azteca Lucha without some of President Cesar Duran's hired henchmen, right? This man is always in Cesar's office, watching over him, protecting him, and now can have an attempt to step into battle here in front of the world at Azteca Lucha. And you know, Cesar trains him tough. Sold-out crowd tonight anticipating the opposition of Azteca 13 as we get ready for, well, what is this?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. That's Myron Reed. What the hell's Myron Reed doing? We haven't seen him in MLW in 2 years. Former middleweight champion just knocked out Azteca 13.
Well, shut up. He's going to tell us what he's doing here.
Chicago. The young goat is back at MLW. And I've watched for way too long this world middleweight division, such a prestigious division, go straight down the toilet. I mean, there's no champion right now, no rightful champion, and you got wannabe Kingpin, aka Fat Joe, running around causing problems. And that has been an injustice to watch. But thankfully, the young goat's back. Order has been restored, and justice will be served.
Myron Reed has always stood at the forefront of fighting against what he feels to be injustice. Maybe the greatest middleweight champion we've ever seen, and there's always been a fire in Myron's eyes. After 2 years away, the young goat is back, and the middleweights better take notice.
What do you want, little one?
Your ass.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
Who are you?
Frank Drebin, Police Squad. The new version.
That's the sound of the police.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you.
Hey, Dad. Boy, do I miss you.
Sound of the police.
Can't wait to see Paul Walter Hauser in the Naked Gun. And at ringside, we see Shoko Nakajima, MLW Women's World Featherweight Champion. She beat Delmi Exo for that championship back at Battle Riot 7. And we have some breaking news over a return match for that very featherweight title. It's going to take place across the world on YouTube and beIN Sports Saturday, June the 7th as part of War Chamber. You know the violence is going to be fraught that night, but it's going to be the featherweights on display as well as Delmi Exo gets her well-earned return match against Shoko Nakajima as we send it to the ring.
It's set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Puebla, Mexico, weighing in at 88 kilos, Guerrero Maya Jr.
Guerrero Maya Jr. translates, of course, to Mayan Warrior, the son of Guerrero Maya Sr., also known as Black Terry to many Lucha Libre fans. About a 10-year pro, formerly known as Multifacetito, basically speaks to his multifaceted approach to Lucha Libre.
Mexico, weighing in at 99 kilos, Hechicero.
And the sorcerer of the Lucha rings, Hechicero, has built an incredible popularity in Mexico and here in Major League Wrestling. He's a luchador that says wrestling is art, passion, and spectacle. Certainly Hechicero are all those things rolled into one, the alchemist of the ring. Always great to see the passion from these fans bleed over. It's generational. Doesn't matter where you're from, what your age is, where you live. These luchadors speak to their fans.
And their opponents first, from Guadalajara, Mexico, weighing in at 94 kilos, Esfinge.
Esfinge, the Sphinx, certainly a monument that stands the test of time. It is daunting, it is intimidating, it is stunning to look at, and it can be overwhelming. Esfinge is all those things in the ring and more. One of the things I love also about Cicero Stadium is how unpredictable the crowd is. More in a moment.
Mexico, weighing in at 82 kilos, Atlantis.
One of the most legendary, iconic luchadors you can name. Any era, any style, any city. Atlantis, walking, talking Lucha Libre royalty.
Wait, is that Atlantis Jr.'s dad?
Yes!
Oh, I just put that together.
That's why you're the best color analyst in the sport.
Well, thanks, Joe. You're like the 6th or 7th best play-by-play guy.
I'll take it.
You're in the top 10 at least. Best one that I've worked with, though, tonight.
Thank you. Love the passion of these fans, though. And they've shown respect for really all four of these luchadors, and well-earned. And certainly this relationship between MLW and CMLL, so many blockbuster dream matches down in Arena, Mexico, throughout the CMLL touring schedule over the past near week, and concluding here tonight. This is the crescendo of this incredible conglomeration of Major League Wrestling and CMLL, and it's just incredible to see how both organizations have risen to the occasion and bring the best of the best to contest with one another.
Yeah, it really is an amazing partnership, you know, and it's really a big win for all the fans of MLW, because instead of having to travel to Mexico to see all these top luchadors, they get to see in cities all around the United States. Tonight it's here in Chicago, and this is going to be a great matchup.
Guerrero Maya Jr. starting with Esfinge. Maya, the current Mexican national middleweight champion. He's held it for 708 days, won it from a man we saw earlier, Rugido. Currently one half of the tag champions of MLW.
Did the referee check Esfinge's mask there? Those ears look like they could be used as foreign object. Just wondering.
Foreign object ears. First I'm hearing of that.
Well, you could probably stick that ear right in the guy's eye.
Why are you obsessed with things in eyes?
It works, Joe. It works.
Maya.
You ever tried it?
No, well, I don't compete, so no.
Well, even like in grade school or something when you got picked on, which probably happened every day. You should have just put a thumb in the kid's eye. They would have stopped bullying you.
I just sat in the corner. Esfinge punishing the knee. Got that grapevine and, well, bailed out there by Hechicero.
Smart move, though. You listen, your opponent's starting to build some momentum, break the momentum. He's starting to build some rhythm, break his rhythm. That's what happened right there. It's a smart move.
I like how the intensity spilled to the outside of the ring, and referee Mark Bitters did his part to make sure this got back in between the ropes. Only way you can win and lose definitively. And we want to see, with the lights on bright, Lucha Libre at its finest as both men look to trap one another to the mat. And it's Esfinge getting the advantage, at least for a moment. Great reversal, Guerrero Maya Jr.
It's quick.
You know, Guerrero Maya Jr., speaking of the family lineage and legacy in Lucha Libre, he once beat his own father in a mask versus hair match.
Let me guess, Guerrero Maya.
Yeah!
Oh, okay. See, I'm figuring all this out.
Will we see a tag? Esfinge y Atlantis. And certainly I see this, and you got to tip your cap to MLW President Cesar Duran, who's in the boardrooms, making the matches, signing these blockbuster contests, and you see some of these sorcery of Hechicero as he plays mind games with Atlantis. You got to wonder what kind of mood that Cesar Duran's in. He's got a lot of money tied up in Místico, and with Contra in the building, and Ikuro Kwon with sinister intentions, Cesar's got to be a little more than nervous, even watching his masterpiece come to fruition here live before our eyes.
Yeah, you're such a kiss-ass, Joe.
What? You don't like this Lucha Libre?
Like, I get he's the president and everything, and your job probably, depends on, the guy liking you, but let's talk about Atlantis in here. In the ring, a legend, as you said earlier. A man that started wrestling before you were even a thought of your parents.
True, 41-year pro, 30-plus championships, a man that sold out 6 Anniversario events, the biggest event in the calendar for CMLL, and there you see Atlantis using the tag team partners against one another.
And I mean, look at the way the guy still moves in the ring. It's amazing. The guy is timeless.
No question. The cardio and the conditioning on these luchadors is second to none. We saw it at Battle Riot with Atlantis' top rival, Blue Panther, and we're seeing it here again as it's taking 2 luchadors to take Atlantis down.
Referee's got his hands full in this one, no doubt.
Maya Jr., as you take a look at a sold-out Cicero Stadium in Chicago, Illinois, and every single fan is fixated on the ring. This is what they came to see. Azteca Lucha at its finest. Maya looking for a cover, but shoulder is, well, that's a questionable cover. I think maybe the part of the blade was down. That's why the referee counted, but not a lot of contact there.
That was a good call. But if you're Esfinge in Atlantis, like, this is not what you want to see. Oh!
Yeah, Esfinge victimized by that spear as Maya switched direction and celebrates.
And you see Atlantis was able to roll out of the ring, so that's, again, Lucha Libre rules. That's a legal exchange. New man's in the ring.
Certainly is. Great call, but Maya Jr. not losing a bit of that momentum in Hechicero. There when he needs him.
That was a toe in the eye. That works too.
Saw Hechicero as part of that 3-way with Esfinge, Templario, as the substitution matchup when Místico was injured at Battle Riot. Templario again looking to make a statement.
They made a wish. Oh, they're making a bunch of wishes.
4 feet to the side of the jaw. Just the way Hechicero moves is so unique and unpredictable. Just a magnetizing effect he has on fans. Wait, double team not over.
Trying to get on the same page here.
Yeah. But it's hard to maneuver Atlantis. He's not going to go anywhere he doesn't want to easily. Esfinge in, though, because notice that elbow sent Atlantis outside of the ring.
Right, correct me if I'm wrong, but these guys aren't regular tag team, right? These guys aren't working together every weekend as a tag team. So, you know, building continuity with your partner takes time.
Certainly, I think part of Lucha Libre is just the mosaic of different partnerships and allies in tag matches and trios matches. You may team with somebody this week, and you know, because you have a common rival, or because you know you both have a similar objective, or because you know the promoter signed an all-star tag team match. Oh, jeez.
I was going to say, Esfinge is in a bad position there. You never want your leg draped over one of those ropes because a lot of damage can be. You wouldn't know anything about this, Joe. You've never been in there. But when you have your leg draped in that rope, there's a lot of problems that can come of that.
Certainly so. Esfinge.
Oh, and he caught him again.
Yeah, case in point. Leg already weakened. It was a moving target for Hechicero. An elevated
nice
lung blower, code breaker, call it what you will. On top is Maya Jr., but only a count of maybe 2.
Hurt that over here, that open hand chop. That will take the wind out of you, trust me. And when you're already breathing heavy, the last thing you need is your wind taken out of you.
Well, Esfinge went to the outside, Atlantis became legal, but Hechicero immediately into play spoiler, and I think caught Atlantis with a cheap shot when he wasn't looking.
I don't know if it was cheap.
Well, he wasn't legal, and his opponent had his back.
I call it strategic.
Okay, you and your strategery. Exchange made and
There's a strategy. Just a right hand right to the guy's jaw.
See, and Maya and Hechicero were smart enough to know that when they make the physical tag, that technically gives them 5 legal seconds to both be in the ring.
That's Cinco.
That is Cinco. And you... Oh, Hechicero putting the pressure on the ankle.
Wait a minute, going for the mask. Like
wait a minute.
The highest form of disrespect. Think of all the years that Atlantis has performed. He's never lost his mask. We could see it right here, right now.
Oh, Maya and Hechicero could put themselves on the map. And Atlantis is fighting. He's struggling.
I really got that tied on there well.
That's his entire legacy. It's his identity. It's his life's work being shamed before our eyes.
I think he might have it. The referee stepped in. That's not illegal.
Actually, it is in Lucha Libre rules, but it depends on how the official wants to call it. And Hechicero went for a drop kick, but it was his opponent that magically disappeared. Quebradora connects. And Atlantis gets the tag to Esfinge.
That was huge.
Missile drop kick, nicely done, all impact. Hechicero did not hit the senton, but the roundhouse kick from Esfinge connects.
Look at that!
Hurricane Rana, Atlantis stacks him up but can't put him away. Hechicero calls himself the most technical Rudo, and I don't think it's going to go over well that he got outsmarted, outmaneuvered by Atlantis, center of the ring, and nearly beaten.
Oh, big shot. What'd you say, Black Terry?
That is an alias of Maya's father, yes.
Oh, of his father. So he's Black Terry Jr.
He could be if he chose to take that name, but I think he's happy with the Guerrero Maya name. Look out. The knees into the back,
right
into the
buckle.
Yeah. Double impact for Esfinge being choked away. And you can see as the fight goes on, it's a little more personal in there based on how they treat one another.
Well, I'm sure these guys all know each other well. You know, they've all been in the business a while. I'm sure they've crossed paths before. You never know if there's anything going on behind the scenes. Make this a little more personal than usual. Oh!
What a thrust kick from Esfinge. And when the Sphinx gets rolling, shifts that momentum midair. Hechicero was looking for a Quebradora, but Esfinge rolled with the momentum. Got the arm drag. Maya Jr. is sitting down. Monkey flip all the way across the ring. A second time. Hechicero's turn for the ride. Esfinge rising from the ashes.
He's feeling it. But now can he put him away? Instead he wants to clap for these stupid fans.
No, instead he wants to tag the living legend. Maybe Atlantis can put the finishing touches. Dual arm drag. Cavernario.
Another one. Dose.
Atlantis. It's like he's aging in reverse before our eyes. Roll through Hechicero, rolls
Look
with
at
it.
that.
And the momentum takes him over.
Talk about ring awareness.
Oh, Guerrero Maya switches directions, trying to use Atlantis' momentum against him. The great recovery. Plancha. It's Esfinge, Guerrero Maya Jr.
He got caught.
Center of the ring. Pump handle into a face plant. My God, you can see why Lucha Libre has been the order of the day from Dallas, Chicago, LA, New York. You see the crowd. They love MLW Azteca Lucha.
Here's an opening.
Maya didn't love that landing.
This could be it. You got two of the men out of the ring. This is your opportunity. No one in there to break it up.
Esfinge, I believe this is the Egyptian.
Look at that.
The Egyptian knot. The nudo Místico.
Wow.
And he just pinned him. Well, it was certainly an Esfinge staple. The Egyptian knot tied up his opponent. The bridge kept the shoulders trapped, and Esfinge brings it home for he and the god of Lucha himself, Atlantis. You can see some of the intense action throughout the night. Incredible double team from Hechicero and Maya Jr. But there you see once again, Nudo Místico, Egyptian knot on Maya Jr. And that back bridge stacks up all the way to both men on Maya's shoulders. No way out. What a win here. Shows you no one does Lucha Libre in the U.S. like CMLL with Major League Wrestling.
Chicago? No. Boys. All right, I'm sick of it. I'm done. This is going on far too long. All right, between the honey trap match and the freaking thing that happened in LA when I went through a freaking table, I'm done. I'm done. All right, I'm done. I am so sick and tired of being treated like a damn fool. All right, I know what's best, and that is Justice, Hauser, Mr. Thomas, Alex Kane, and Paul London. I don't care who you bring, but I want War Chamber!
Whoa, wait.
What?
War Chamber, look. As a 31-year vet, I know better than anybody, and as an Anderson, War Games, War Chamber, you do not come out the same as you go in. You do realize that, right?
I'm very aware, thank you, and they deserve to feel something like that after everything they put me through.
Putting us through.
Right. This is a group of us. So Brett, you've not been down this road. He's talking to you from experience. Like these matches, you don't come out the same.
It changes you forever.
What are you guys trying to say?
Hold on, boys. I think Brett's got a point. Think about it. I don't give a damn if they want to fight in a cornfield, if they want to fight on a basketball court. I don't care if it's in a war chamber. I'm sick and tired of these guys. Ain't y'all? I mean, we've seen them. I mean, they won't leave us alone.
Every show.
It's ridiculous. Brett, I like where your head's at.
Well,
boys,
one thing is an Anderson, if we signed up for this, Rogue Horseman, baby, all the way. What do you think? Let's do this.
Come on, Bobby.
Another ride.
Let's go, baby.
Another ride. We got this.
This summer, chaos has a new name. In the city that never sleeps, the beasts will be unleashed. On June 26th, live from New York City, MLW Wrestling presents Summer of the Beasts. Free on YouTube.
Buy the ticket, take the ride!
Can you handle the carnage?
Well, we wonder who will be the MLW National Openweight Champion. When we head to Summer of the Beast in New York City, we make it our answer as we go to Rich Palladino.
The following lucha is set for one fall with a 45-minute time limit, and it is a triple threat for the MLW National Openweight Championship. Introducing our first challenger from Guadalajara, Mexico, weighing in at 89 kilos, Bárbaro Cavernario.
Well, Bárbaro Cavernario has been a top contender to MLW Gold for many, many months now, but I got to touch on what we just saw. Brett Ryan Gosselin, to me, looking in his eyes, he seems unhinged, and he's talked the Rogue Horseman into War Chamber challenge. My God.
Well, yeah, he got through in honey. It was embarrassing. He's angry.
Well,
you ever been thrown in honey, Dombrowski?
Well, not lately, no.
Okay.
And his opponent, also challenging for the title from Guadalajara, Mexico, weighing in at 100 kilos, Zandokan Jr.
Zandokan Jr. calls himself El Rey del Mundo, and I think even you know that's king of the world. And
of course I knew that.
I know you did. And Zandokan, well, it's a pirate's life for him, and he's already pirated some property recently. It was back on March 21st down in Arena, Mexico. Zandokan Jr. is the one that took the mask of Star Jr. we talked about in the Battle Riot. Zandokan's the man that beat him. But right now the story is about the National Openweight Championship, and it's about last week, 8 days ago, Último Guerrero challenging Matthew Justice, the one-man militia, and it was the Guerrero special that led to the victory. Último Guerrero, the legend, victorious.
And their opponent, from Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico, weighing in at 95 kilos, he is the current reigning and defending MLW National Openweight Champion, Último Guerrero.
Último certainly had a litany of championship success in his career, 5-time trios champion, 6-time tag, but you can hear the reverence, the respect these fans have. Último Guerrero didn't just beat anybody, he beat maybe the most indestructible man on the MLW roster, Matthew Justice.
Yeah, Matthew Justice, that guy's crazy, so to come away victorious says a lot. You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about the success of this man's mullet. He might have the best mullet in all of pro wrestling, certainly the best mullet of any luchador, but tonight he's not taking on one man, he's taking on two in a triple threat, and that's a tough bill for your first defense here of the title.
But it is a one fall to a finish, not elimination. Último, the first CMLL luchador to capture a singles championship of the National Openweight division.
Oh
my God.
Never turn your back on your opponent. There's a good reason why. So think about this, Dombrowski.
Yes.
Último Guerrero could not get pinned, could not submit, and he could still lose his title here tonight.
100% true. Gotta have your head on a swivel. This match is dangerous, but Lucha Libre in itself is dangerous. It's lightning fast, it's unpredictable. Bárbaro Cavernario, former #1 contender for the middleweight title. And Zandokan Jr. comes in with a well-placed kick, now going toe-to-toe with Último Guerrero. Nice takedown by Bárbaro Cavernario, who creates that distance and soars Tope con Hero.
We ain't getting paid by the hour.
Bárbaro.
Now here's the difficulty in a match like this. You gotta get one man in the ring and pin him without the other man coming in and breaking it up, right? So when you have an opportunity like this with two men outside the ring, you gotta capitalize on it. I know it's early in the match, but it's never too early to try to win.
That's true, and I'm not sure how much strategy goes through the mind of Bárbaro Cavernario as opposed to just impulse.
And not exactly a thinking man's wrestler, Dombrowski.
Just a savage-like, animalistic approach to competition, but with still an incredible athletic grace.
He's highly skilled and he's highly unorthodox, which works to his advantage.
Zandokan Jr. has had success in New Japan Pro Wrestling, part of the World Tag League a couple of years ago. Third-generation star out of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, but shut down by Bárbaro Cavernario.
So you got a man isolated like this, you really got to try to, here's your opportunity. Throw on a submission. Try to go for your bigger arsenal of maneuvers. Try to really take advantage of the fact that you've got one man in the ring. That's your opening to win this match. I don't know what this does. Oh, that's what it does.
He was psyching
Gets you caught.
He was psyching himself up, but again, didn't have his head on a swivel, was focused too much on Zandokan Jr. and Último.
Delicate landing there, Cavernario.
Yeah, it's going to get worse. Último is more positioning Cavernario than anything.
Watch out.
And whenever he
Flying
had planned,
pirate. Oh!
And they both got it. Cavernario sandwiched, but Zandokan may have got the worst of it. I think he hit, ribs, abdomen first on the edge of that guardrail.
I'm going to go on a limb and say we never have a Bárbaro Cavernario Jr. after that.
And that's the mark of a champion, though. And what's Guerrero doing?
Look at this. Oh.
All of his body weight. Último Guerrero. I don't know what the Spanish translation for stage dive is, but I think we just saw it. Now that is a true crowd champion. Two challengers, take them both out at once, leave nothing up to chance. Último Guerrero.
That just highlights also he knows how much is at stake and how much his back's against the wall, right? He's got to face two men. Sometimes you got to take some risks. Sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't. That time it did. Now he's got to capitalize. Here he's going for the cover.
Hooks the leg, two, and a kick out. This Guerrero's first defense of the Openweight Championship. And another cover, two, and a kick out. You know, it's great to be a champion, but it'll leave that bittersweet taste if you're just a footnote of a champion, right? If you hold the title for 8 days. Those are some of the dubious records in the history of our sport. Guerrero doesn't want to be on that list.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that because I always held my titles for a long time, Joe.
That's true.
But yeah, you don't want to be a guy, you don't want to be a guy who's got one defense and you lose it, because then people ask, well, did you ever deserve it in the first place? Were you ever really a champion?
Guerrero's a champion of Chicago, of Cicero Stadium, and everybody nearly 2,500 strong inside.
You got to have eyes in the back of your head. You can't turn your back on your opponents, especially when there's two of them.
Oh, what a clothesline takedown. I'm surprised to see Bárbaro and Zandokan for a moment working in tandem, but almost by necessity than anything.
I think it's a good strategy. Take the champion out and ensure there's a new champion here tonight. The enemy of the enemy is my friend, as they say.
Último is dividing and conquering. Bárbaro sent outside of the ring. Zandokan.
But again, he's pandering to these stupid people. That doesn't help you win the match.
He's not pandering.
He was pandering.
He's feeding off them. He's taking in their energy.
Call it what you want. I call it pandering.
He's motivating himself. Hey, it brought him to the Openweight title, didn't it?
I don't know, did it? I wasn't down there. Was he pandering to all the fans down in Mexico City?
Well, you think Ultimo only has fans in Chicago and not in Mexico City? I'm sure he always loves to just to soak in the noise, the energy, the adulation.
He's going to soak in a loss if he keeps doing it. Unless he
super-
hits this. Oh!
Nicely done. 2. That could do. Oh.
Free nose job.
Almost an inverted version of the Guerrero special that led to that championship win and the highlights we saw earlier. And the look on the face of Zandokan, it's one of pain, it's one of disgust, it's one of determination.
Now I wonder if Barbaro's down here just strategically waiting to pick his spot. He's trying to maybe catch his win. I know we said he's not a thinking man's wrestler, but it seems to me like he's kind of stalking here ringside, watching these two men beat each other up, and it's not a bad strategy.
And notice Zandokan playing his mind games. He dared Último to chop him.
Oh, he spit on his hand.
And Austin, Zandokan's chest is split open from one of Último's chops. But Zandokan braced himself, he dealt with it, and he came back firing.
It's a flesh wound, Dombrowski.
It is.
Now for you, that might be the end of the match, but these are real men.
Backcracker by Zandokan. Is that enough? 2 count. And Bárbaro, say what you want about his strategy. He knew he had to get in or this matchup was going to be over for him.
Yeah, great timing. And now he finds himself in control.
And after having a breather for several minutes.
Yeah, let Zandokan beat down Último Guerrero, then pick your spot.
Open hand slaps.
Just hear those things.
And Zandokan doing his best to continue to absorb this punishment.
What is this? Oh!
Overpowers Zandokan Jr. Último's going to lose the title without being pinned. Here we go. 2.5. Wow.
You can see the toll this match is starting to take on all 3 of these men. It's been intense from the opening bell. Non-stop action, non-stop high impact, and here's doing this stupid thing again.
Well, psyching himself up to come down with...
Oh!
Zandokan got the
that
feet
wasn't
up.
Stupid.
But Bárbaro was a step ahead. Gotta love the move and counter move. It's like the fastest chess game you've ever seen. When Lucha Libre is at its best. Springs off with a splash. Is that enough? No.
Tell you what, that kick caught him flush right in the jaw. Might have knocked him out. Zandokan might be out of this match for good.
And that creates an opening for champion or challenger Cavernario. Drops Último. Close to those ropes, certainly not an accident.
Took a little too long.
Yeah.
This is not where you want to be.
It's high risk for a reason. It could backfire. Último.
And this isn't where either man wants to be. Watch out. Incoming.
The tower tumbles down. What a way to cap off this week-long series. And Zandokan nearly captures the openweight title. Started with history made in Arena, Mexico 8 days ago. It could end with another title change in moments, but Zandokan's lost his focus.
Yeah, he's getting frustrated. I don't blame him.
Trip up by Último.
Último really showing how much punishment he can take, how much heart he's got. Really fighting off 2 men in this match.
Oh!
Watch out.
Right into the guardrails.
Some collateral damage, too.
Yeah, into our timer table. One of our attendants is down and hurt.
Wait a minute.
And Bárbaro psyching himself up. We've seen that maneuver before. And look at this.
Oh!
Hammerlock into the overhead throw. That was unique. That took some thought.
That was really impressive. Let's see if this pays off finally. Psyching himself up, as you say, Dombrowski. Nope.
That was Último waiting that time.
Uh-oh. What is... Oh,
that's the Guerrero special!
Super Guerrero special.
How he won the title, and he retains!
Here is your winner and still MLW National Openweight Champion, Último Guerrero!
Guerrero Especial leads the Openweight title to come back home to the Lucha Libre legend. What a turn of events the past 8 days, and what a win for Último Guerrero.
Certainly wasn't easy taking on two men, but Último Guerrero was able to secure his first victory as the MLW National Openweight Champion. And the fans, as much as I don't care, seem to love it.
Gotta believe it might be the first of many successful defenses as we take a look back at the replay.
Here we go, high rent district. Último Guerrero taking up both men, diving to the floor. Amazing, amazing. And here we go. Bodies were flying everywhere. Collateral damage on the outside. That was the opening that Último Guerrero needed to hit this. The Guerrero Especial to secure his victory. 1, 2, 3, and still the MLW National Openweight Championship. Let's take it over to Dombrowski. He's going to get a few words here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at this time, fresh off of an incredible victory earlier on here in the broadcast. Please welcome back to Major League Wrestling, Alex Hammerstone. Hammer, great to see you back in the Major League. It feels long overdue, and congratulations on beating, certainly, right up there with you, one of the greatest MLW World Champions of all time, Satoshi Kojima. I've got to know, where is your head at? What is next now that Hammer is back home?
Well, you know, right about now, I'm feeling like the embodiment of MLW. I'm feeling...
Follow this. Proud to represent, I can tell.
I'm feeling like the embodiment of the great old USA. And Joe, you know, Kojima, certainly a legend, but sometimes it's best that legends lay down and rest. You know, it is a shame that that great match had to take place at a Lucha Libre show. But here's the thing, you ask about my future, and I'm feeling like a legend in the making. And to become a legend, I'm gonna have to get my hands on some gold. I'm gonna get my hands on some gold, and right now, the National Openweight Championship is looking pretty good.
A title you put on the map, Mr. Hammerstone.
I built that title for what it is. I never lost that title, and if I got my hands around it again, I would also never lose it. Hey, guys, who is Guerrero? Okay. Oh, I get it. Guerrero. Excuse me, hombre. I have no problem with you. No problem. Great match. Great match.
The Hammerstone congratulating Último Guerrero on a great match, while stating his intention that he may want to be the champion.
Hey, wait a minute.
Wait a second. Well, this is one way to make a statement. Hammerstone. Hammerstone has the national open championship in his hands. He's got the American flag in his hands. We now know where his sights are set, and Ultimo Guerrero's days as champion may be numbered. See what you did, Dombrowski?
Let's bring out the Filthy Bros! Bro! The Filthy Bros are in California! Finally! Nobody cares about that. What they care about, Tom, is that you broke my arm, and Matt, you broke my heart.
You're not gonna come out here looking like a juicy torta and talk to us like that. Torta, 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 torta. What a Saint Laurent out. Hey, wait a minute.
Those arms better. It's a miracle.
Saint Laurent, yeah, it's a miracle. That's Dijak. And the disruptor has hijacked another segment.
Wait a minute.
Oh, no. That's Bishop Dyer.
Business just picked up.
Yeah, Bishop Dyer, another 6, 7, or 8 monster. And he's laying out Waller and Riddle as well. Don't do this. He's only a man, damn it.
This is what happens when you mess with me. Now I've got 2 skyscrapers. Bishop Dyer, Donovan Dijak. Now it's time for me to finally capture the heavyweight championship of the world. So I'm here to issue a challenge. Donovan Dijak, I want him to get a shot against Matt Riddle. So Matt Riddle, if you've got the balls to put that belt on the line, we'll see you there. We'll see you there.
Breaking news we've just been informed about. You heard the challenge of the Road Horsemen earlier tonight. We do understand that Paul London, Mr. Thomas, Alex Kane, and Matthew Justice have all stepped up to the plate to go to war. They step into the war chamber Saturday night, June 7th, 10 p.m. Eastern on BN Sports and YouTube for the most dangerous and violent matchup in all of Major League Wrestling. We have seen how far these 4 men will go to fight for what they believe in. Matthew Justice, a War Chamber veteran, absolutely fearless in his own right, but the Road Horsemen are more solidified than any other unit in Major League Wrestling, and anyone with the last name of Anderson has to have an advantage when it comes to a matchup like this. Something's got to give, and it will go down Saturday night, June 7th, BN Sports and YouTube. Major League Wrestling goes to war in the War Chamber. Wow. What a huge announcement we just heard, Austin Aries. BRG's challenge has been accepted, but it's in the most dangerous match in MLW. Is he going to regret this decision?
He just might. He might have written a check that he's not going to be able to cash, if you know what I'm saying.
June 7th, free across the world. Do not miss War Chamber, but don't go anywhere yet, because it's time for our MLW World Championship match. Time for your World Championship battle. Let's go to the tail of the tape, Austin. What stands out?
Well, there you see it. Size advantage, Dijak. Weight advantage, Dijak. Brain cell advantage, Dijak. He's undefeated. I should say he's never been pinned here in MLW. He's got the psychological advantage. And let's not forget Matt Riddle's ribs. They're not 100%. So if you look at the tail of the tape, everything right now is the advantage of Donovan Dijak.
Only one thing left to do. Let's see if Aries is correct as we send it to the ring.
The following fight is set for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the MLW World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger accompanied to the ring by Saint Laurent from Worcester, Massachusetts, weighing in at 270 pounds. Feast your eyes on the disruptor, Donovan Dijak!
Well, Saint Laurent has been trying to get his greasy, grimy, grubby, greedy hands on the MLW World title for years now, and I gotta give him credit. He's never had a better opportunity to do just that than with a 6'7" disruptor who has committed a Dijak hijack every single time he's entered that ring.
And there's one more advantage that we didn't talk about, and that's walking around ringside.
Yeah,
Mr. Saint Laurent.
Thank you for the accent, yes. He's always a presence you can't take your eye off of.
And the guy washes his hands, by the way.
I'm speaking more of generalities of his personality than actual physical cleanliness, but he needs some work on that as well, especially under these bright lights. He sweats a lot.
And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by Filthy Tom Lawler from Allentown, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 216 pounds. He is the current reigning and defending MLW World Heavyweight Champion, the King of Pros, Matt Riddle!
Matt Riddle waited 7 years to become a world champion. It took him on a journey across the world. And Filthy Tom Lawler was the missing piece to that puzzle to help guide him to the promised land. And whether it was Alex Kane, Satoshi Kojima, or 39 other fighters in Battle Riot, Matt Riddle has always risen to the occasion.
Well, here's my question, Dombrowski. Mr. Saint Laurent, he's got his managerial license. He's legally allowed to be out here. Does Filthy Tom Lawler have the same certification to be out ringside, or is he just tagging along?
Well, you've never seen in various different fights in various different organizations, having your fight team out with you, having a cornerman, a sparring partner, the other people in your training camp?
I don't know, but if I was in the ring, if I was Donovan Dijak, I would take exception to this.
Let's keep in mind, Saint Laurent turned his back on Tom Lawler, fired him. As you take a look at the rib cage of Matt Riddle, you mentioned it a moment ago, Austin, that he is not 100%, and that's as a result of Donovan Dijak and Bishop Dyer. That attack with that crowbar, that lead pipe to Matt Riddle before Battle Riot, and you know as well as I do, Austin, you go into a fight hurt, maybe you want to suck it up, but you do so much more long-term damage.
You don't know anything about. I know about that. Okay. You don't know anything about that.
That's why I'm asking
you
about it.
You said I know and you know. No, you don't know.
I know.
But here's the
you're
thing:
gonna teach me.
you're gonna tape your ribs to help your ribs, but you also just put a target on it. Now everybody knows that your ribs aren't 100%, which we already knew. And you can tape the ribs all you want. You can smoke all the pain relief you want. But guess what? The minute Dijak hits you in those ribs, it's a different game. Once you can't breathe, it's a different game. And right now the game is your World Heavyweight Championship's on the line against 6'7", 270 pounds, and I don't like Riddle's chances.
Riddle looking for a single leg pick.
Yeah, that's not too smart.
Dijak drop step to get around it and keep his base. And will we get a clean break in the corner? These men have met before, and Riddle was only able to escape via disqualification, but that is history, not prophecy. Riddle has not been able to pin or submit Donovan Dijak. No one has in MLW.
And again, I don't want to take anything away from Matt Riddle. He's legit as legit is.
Sure.
He's earned his championship. In that ring, whatever his demeanor is, his unorthodox personality, the guy can get the job done. But right now, the odds aren't in his favor.
Notice Riddle gives up wrist control when he has the back of Dijak to get in the rear naked choke.
And that's what he's going to have to do. This is his best chance right here. End the match early. Look at those ribs. You can see it. Look at the bruises on that. End the match early and get out of here, because the longer this match goes on, the more it's going to favor Donovan Dijak.
Dijak was fading. You could see his face turn colors and have a problem catching his breath. And Riddle back into it.
And this could be an early night. We could be hitting the showers real quick.
A tenacity in the champion Riddle an urgency, knowing that as this match goes longer, Riddle's chances will decrease.
And this is what makes Riddle so dangerous. He's got so many different ways to put you away. He can use his strikes. But right there you saw, he almost locked in the choke, and it was all over.
Riddle's got those long legs, long reach, which just makes him so susceptible to be able to grapevine his opponent and entrap them. Almost like a snake, luring you into a trap. St. Laurent with some words of encouragement. Touched on it earlier that St. Laurent fired Tom Lawler after accumulating some gambling debts, making some...
wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, making some wagers on Lawler, and I think his friendship should have meant more than money, and he shouldn't have been gambling anyway. Be that as it may, Tom Lawler responded by breaking St. Laurent's arm.
You think that's justified? Guy says, hey, I don't want to work with you anymore, so you break his arm.
Well, he fired him and then had Dijak beat the hell out of him and put him on the shelf for a number of weeks. It was a little more than that. And St. Laurent deserves a lot worse karma than that. Maybe he could rip out his vocal cords, do us all a favor. Nice elbow by Dijak.
One thing I kind of wonder is if Dijak is feeling a little bit of pressure to deliver for St. Laurent, right? Because it does seem like everything's in his favor.
Well, certainly the lure of the money and the fame and the championship is near, but Riddle sends Dijak spilling to the outside, but the power of Dijak.
Right on that apron, there's no padding there. Yeah. Those ribs flush on the apron. It might happen again.
Hold on, we can see Riddle's body bounce, and the ring didn't move an inch. That is a vile, vile landing.
Dijak just trying to catch his wind here. He almost got choked out in the first 2 minutes of the match.
Yeah. And that speaks to, of course, the UFC history of Riddle, some of the accolades he's got, and you spoke of the target a moment ago.
Yeah, one thing with guys that are well-versed in MMA is sometimes your aggression gets used against you. I've had this happen to me. You're sparring with the guy, and you get too aggressive, and they just catch you in something. Something Dijak has to be careful about.
No question. Well, we know Riddle had to sign a medical release for this matchup because those ribs are still in such bad shape. I understand he technically has 2 broken ribs, so breathing and pain management will become more and more of a problem as this match gets deeper.
And if I was Dijak, I would just focus everything on those ribs. If a man can't breathe, a man can't fight.
Yeah. And I mean, let's face it, St. Laurent skyscrapers, Donovan, Dijak, Bishop Dyer nearly finished that job in Los Angeles at Battle Riot 7. We could be minutes away from seeing the culmination of St. Laurent's plan and a brand new champion crown.
The one thing about Riddle, though, he's been tested. He's been in there. He's been in there with the chips are down. He's been in there beaten, bruised, battered, and he always finds a way to pull it out. He's got a lot of heart, or maybe he's just not too bright, doesn't know when to quit. But whatever it is, it's led to success. But right now, he doesn't look too successful, does he, Dombrowski?
He doesn't. He looks vulnerable, but he looks like he's not ready to quit. Emphatic kick out by the champion.
See, this is what I wonder. You see a little frustration on Dijak's face. Does he feel a lot of pressure? Who knows the kind of pressure St. Laurent's been putting on him in the back, telling him he's got to deliver here tonight. I've done everything to tip the scales in your favor. He's got to deliver here tonight.
Riddle struggling to fight on his feet, but you notice how one strike takes him down.
Plus, could you imagine losing a match to a guy who's got his finger and toenails painted? I would retire.
Riddle's got his own style unto himself. Not going to judge that, but what do you think MLW looks like with Donovan Dijak as world champion? He could be unbeatable for years.
Well, again, he calls himself the disruptor. You want to disrupt MLW? Take the world championship, put it around your waist. Disrupts everything, the whole pecking order.
For Matt Riddle, it is do or Dijak. To his feet. Riddle firing away. Palm strikes, round kicks, and Dijak shuts it down with a right cross.
One forearm, stop that.
Yeah.
Momentum that Riddle was building up.
You see the urgency in Riddle, but you see a meticulousness in Dijak.
He's controlled this whole match so far.
Well, Riddle got the knee.
But
inside cradle, but
oh, might have saved him getting caught in that ropes. Being 6'7", might have just saved him right there, but it didn't save him.
Riddle hung on to the grip and caught the Fisherman Buster, but at what cost to his own body?
That just evened it up right there in my book. All the damage that Riddle had taken, and he just evened the odds with that one move. When you take a guy who's 6'7", 270, and you drop him on his neck, that's a game changer.
Dijak knows he's got to move, knows he's got to respond, but favoring that neck heavily.
You think that could be a stinger. Now his arms could be numb. He could lose some feeling in his hands. And that could, you never know. When you start dealing with neck things like that, that's connected to everything right there. Your legs go weak. You don't have any grip strength. There's a number of problems when your neck gets compromised.
And that could be the secret to Riddle, chopping down the big tree. Drop step, knee strike. Riddle gets it's the rock Dijak, but he's not off his feet.
Again, Riddle doesn't wear any knee pads, so that's knee bone on jawbone.
Yeah. And Riddle doesn't care what damage is done to his knees in the process, as long as the job gets done. Riddle taking a chance. That twisting Broton connects.
Again, there you see how diverse Riddle's offense is.
This could be all 2 count only.
He hits you with strikes. He lock you in chokes. Put on other submissions. Come off the top rope. He's as well-rounded as any champion we've had here in MLW.
But with every minute that goes on, you must ask yourself how much is left before Matt Riddle's body gives out.
Well, it's tough. You have a rib injury. You can't get full breaths. You can't get a deep breath. You can only get shallow breaths. And after a while, that doesn't provide enough oxygen to keep going at the pace that Riddle's been going at.
Oh, Dijak! Discus boot!
That's a 14 in the face.
Riddle's window may have closed, but a kick out. Riddle is working against the clock, to your point.
You know what, I'm surprised. Did you see Laurent actually get in the air and jump? He really thought that was the end of the match right there. He left his feet.
That was that rumbling I heard.
I thought it was an earthquake.
Dijak's in the zone. These fans are all team Matt Riddle.
But again, Dijak's got to stay focused here. Stay focused. Stop with these stupid people.
And he's telling them, feast your eyes on this.
Don't tell them anything. Show them.
Oh, Riddle on his feet.
Oh.
Got the knee. Bone in the knee. To the side of the head. And a kick out. Oh, a near fall.
You see how quick it can change, how quick it can be over.
Well, Riddle knows a counter for just almost anything, any position. Back to the Broton.
Big chance.
Oh, moonsault, but nobody there.
Landed on his feet, though. Great agility. Wait.
Third chop was ducked. And there's a sit-out choke slam. First one didn't connect. Second one did. New champion, but Riddle slides the shoulder.
You see how he used that rib tape to hoist him up.
Yeah.
Use that to his advantage. Wasn't enough, though. And now you got to start thinking, if you're Dijak, what will be enough? What do I need to do to keep Matt Riddle down?
Well, St. Laurent thought he had the bulletproof plan back at Battle Riot 7.
Wait a minute. Dijak looking to the top rope.
Dijak, you're 6'7". You're some 270 pounds.
And that's not a place that he's got to be too accustomed to going.
I know you're a hell of an athlete, but think about this.
This is what you have to do when you want to become the world champion.
And Riddle meets Dijak.
Might have cost him here. Took a risk.
2 big boys.
Oh!
Riddle the German suplex throw. Dijak's not moving.
Here's Riddle's chance. Oh, he hit it.
Broton connects. Matt Riddle has done it.
Oh! How did Dijak get the shoulder up? That's what Laurent's wondering on the outside.
Riddle is asking the same question as every hard breath sends a jolt of pain through the body of the champion. He presses on.
These stupid people gave him a 1-syllable word, so of course he'll chant it.
Oh, Brostone.
That can't be good for the ribs.
Oh, they're not strong enough to hold the weight. Great call. And Dijak.
Always.
He hit Riddle with the Brostone.
Gonna beat him the most insulting way possible.
No! And Riddle somehow kicks out, but my God, Dijak.
He's intent on hitting something off the top rope.
You gotta be kidding me. Dijak!
He hit it. That's it. We got a new champion.
Forget about it. No. And the rage, the disbelief, the incredulousness across Dijak's face. He was so close, but not close enough.
Not only did Riddle kick out, but he had the wherewithal to go outside, but Dijak followed him out, and he hit Filthy Tom Lawler took them both out.
That tope con hero, enough size, enough mass to take out 10 Filthy Bros, let alone 2.
Just call it a dive, Dombrowski. It was got to be so fancy.
Either way, it was damn sure effective.
6'7" dive.
And it could be the end.
And more importantly, it took out Tom Lawler on the outside. No interference.
Now, wait a minute, this is feast your eyes. If Dijak hits this, we have a new world champion. Now Riddle caught the leg.
Oh!
Got the counter!
And he got it good. Might have broke Dijak's neck.
A KO shot to Dijak. He's not moving.
Don't forget earlier he dumped him on his neck too. That's already
Wait a
been
minute! St. Laurent's got the referee! Get the hell out of here!
What's the referee doing? The referee's hugging him.
What's St. Laurent doing? It's not St. Laurent's gravitational pull. He's doing this on purpose.
Well, the referee needs to turn around.
Well, St. Laurent's got to get out of the city. Oh, no, Dijak.
What happened?
He went downstairs. You saw
he's just picking him up.
You're watching the same monitor I am.
He's just picking him up.
Feast your eyes on that.
There he hit it. Cover up. Hook the leg.
New champion.
Count.
St. Laurent's plan works. Hey!
Wait a minute.
Lawler.
Wait a minute. What is Tom Lawler doing? He's not even supposed to be out there.
Lawler's doing the right thing.
He's cheating. Where's your honor?
What a world title match at Azteca Lucha. And Lawler, do you really want to do this, St. Laurent?
Hey!
Yeah!
He's just a manager.
He's a lot more than that, but I can't say what on the air.
Wait a minute, in the ring, he's got him back up.
Wait, that's Kruger.
Wait a second.
Kruger's got that Gravity Gamble title match briefcase.
Oh!
No! Kruger hit Dijak. He was aiming for Riddle.
I don't think that's what he wanted to have happen.
We knew Contra had infiltrated the premises, and Lawler.
And they both spill over the top.
Saving Riddle from Contra. Dijak, I don't think realizes what happened. He's out on his feet.
Riddle looks like he's trying to hook in a submission. He's got him locked.
Dijak. He taps. He taps.
Here is your winner by submission and still MLW World Heavyweight Champion, the King of Bros, Matt Riddle.
There was just so much going on during this match. High impact moves, off the top rope. We had interference, we had run-ins, we had briefcases.
All right, wait a minute. Oh, Dijak.
They're going at it.
Is throwing human beings into Mads Kruger. He is irate.
He can't be happy that Kruger cost him the title.
Was Kruger going to activate that title match? Was he trying to hurt Riddle? Either way, it backfired, and we got one giant pissed off at another, but Matt Riddle is still the MLW World title against all odds.
I don't know how he does it time and time again. Cat with 7 lives, Riddle lives for another day.
Well, I'll tell you what, never say never. Anything can happen here in Major League Wrestling. Stay tuned, because Summer of the Beast in New York City is going to be full of the unexpected, much like we saw here with the world title match. Congratulations to Matt Riddle. Hope you're still at least as okay as you can be based on that rib injury. But Austin, we have one more big match to go. It would be the top talents of the middleweight division, but that championship is currently vacated. It's about more than that tonight. It's about pride and revenge.
Hey, it's main event time. Something I'm familiar with. When you're in the main event, you better bring it. And these 3 men right here, they're about to bring it.
Let's take a look at the history of Místico's legend in Major League Wrestling and the 2 men looking to end it.
Místico. The very name is synonymous with excellence.
over 20 years, he has amassed perhaps the most legendary career in Lucha Libre. A hero, a champion, a box office megastar, the most revered and idolized luchador of this era. From countless sellouts in Arena Mexico to the bright lights of Major League Wrestling, Místico's journey transcended promotional boundaries when he won the MLW World Middleweight title.
Místico! Oh, he tapped out instantly! A new champion! A new champion! Místico is champion!
Over 14 months, the legend continued to grow with every defense. Místico even outlasted a field of 15 other world-caliber athletes to become the first luchador to win the Upper Cup in the trophy's 140-year history. However, a star shining this bright is inevitably a target. A shocking pinfall loss to Templario, Místico's first blemish of his MLW career, put the champion's future in doubt. But as the Heart prepared to battle back, the sacrifices caught up, and Místico was deemed injured and unable to defend his title.
Quiero renunciar a este cinturón.
An attempt to vacate his championship with dignity was foiled, as Contra Unit used Místico's vulnerable state to deem him a target and steal his title. Now, Místico enters his first MLW match since being injured. Will Místico lock in and rebuild his already unprecedented run? Will Templario cement himself as the league's top luchador? Or will Contra's Ikuro Kwon be successful in holding the middleweight division hostage?
The following lucha is set for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. Introducing first, representing Contra Unit, weighing in at 179 pounds, the Concrete Dragon, Ikuro Kwon.
Contra has already made their presence known very emphatically moments ago. But I'll never forget being there in the line of fire when Ikuro Kwon used that blinding, toxic mist on our president, Cesar Duran.
His opponent from Calpulapan, Mexico, weighing in at 98 kilos, the Lion Warrior, Templario.
majestic moment this is.
And their opponent from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 85 kilos, this is Místico!
A triumphant return for LA de Plata y Oro. Místico, so much pride, so much love for his people. You know, it broke his heart to not be able to fight last month, to the point he made the choice to surrender that title. Tonight, Místico returns, hoping to be a conquering hero again.
Well, Joe, earlier you were talking about Contra making their presence felt. I think they heard you. They're sick of listening to you. They tried to shut the whole system down right here. Luckily, I was able to get it back on for us. But we're going to see right now, Ikuro Kwon, he's got the title in his hands. Can he rightfully take it legally at the end of this match?
Well, I mean, legally the title's vacant, as far as I know.
Well, if he wins the match, doesn't he have the title?
Well, I mean,
does he have to give it back to somebody?
It's not Ikuro Kwon's to defend. It is not Místico's to defend. He surrendered.
My question is, listen, this guy was just on the shelf a month ago.
Yeah.
What's he taking to be able to get back healthy in a month? What kind of supplement regimen is this guy on that he's back in the ring a month later after surrendering the title? Have we looked into this?
What are you trying to accuse Místico?
I'm just saying.
Is a hero to millions of people around the world. That's what propels Místico to do these things.
I can't hear you.
Templario warming himself up, keeping himself prepared. You know, you see Templario, that regimen he does. He pulls the sword from the stone. And the old story says only the rightful king was the person that could remove that sword. Templario is the only man who has defeated Místico in MLW. That's the MLW version of removing a sword from a stone. If Templario can do it again, what does that mean for Místico's legacy?
Well, the other thing right now is this is also one fall to a finish. This is not elimination. First man, pinfall, submission, count out is victorious. But I kind of feel like Ikuro Kwon's put a target on his back. Oh! And right there you see it.
No love between Místico and Templario as a very stern, terse partnership breaks down within seconds. Kwon is here because Místico wants revenge, not because they feel he belongs. Kwon is tough as hell. Kwon can beat anybody on any given day, but he doesn't fight for the same reasons Místico or Templario do.
No, but he's here to put his name on the map. He's here to prove he belongs, that he should be in the ring with these two men, that he should have a chance to be the champion. And he had to steal the belt to get people's attention, and now here he is in the main event.
Templario. Name comes from a Templar, a knight of a military order in the 1100s and the Crusades. Certainly such deep history steeped with that identity, with that name, that mantra. But Místico defies all space and time with what he's been able to build. And Kwon taken down. Kwon has put on upper body mass. He's gotten more dangerous. He's more calculated than ever before. And from what I understand, Kwon was one of the most unstoppable members that competed down in Arena, Mexico over the past week as Místico soars.
Yeah, you're just seeing some textbook Místico right there, walking the top rope, taking it to the outside. And yeah, I talked to Kwon earlier, and he said that trip down to Mexico built him a lot of confidence because he proved that he could go down into their territory and survive and thrive. And he's bringing that confidence now back into this three-way matchup.
And our Templario and Kwon, nope, thought they were going to align, but nothing doing. Templario wants to beat Místico. He's worked his entire career to take that legend, that legacy, and he's so close. Kwon is the X factor. He's the fly in the punch bowl right now. Kwon wants it as part of the Contra takeover. Lucha Libre respect History be damned.
Yeah, well, sometimes you can't just wait your turn. You gotta, instead of knocking on the door, you gotta kick it in. You gotta assert yourself, and that's what Kwon did. And again, he did it, and now he finds himself in the main event. And now this is his moment to prove everything he wants to prove to people. Show that he belongs at the top here in MLW.
Místico connects high with that Gamangiri. Templario out on his feet, but caught Místico. Místico taken down as you see the walls maybe closing in. Místico's only been back competing for a couple of weeks, Austin, and he had a great win over Kushida in that event 8 days ago at Arena Mexico. So Místico's been pushing himself against high-caliber competition, sure.
Yeah, but you see his arms wrapped there. His arm's still wrapped. He's not 100%, right? It's not like he's completely healed. He's healed enough to compete, but he's not 100%.
Yeah, well, I think Místico is pushing his recovery of that tricep injury that put him out of action, but Místico wouldn't have it any other way. You heard him earlier in Cesar's office.
If you're not competing, you're not getting paid. Simple as that. When you're on the shelf, there's no paychecks coming in.
Well, it's very possible Místico bit off more than he could chew in the name of retribution, in the name of getting back to the top. But right now it's Ikuro Kwon showing what he's made of. German suplex on Templario.
Yeah, and it seems like Kwon, it's a smart strategy. Let Místico and Templario's personal beef, let them mix it up. Let them take it out on each other, and then just pick your spots here and there. Pick your spots. Pick these guys apart.
Kwon doesn't take anything personally. There's no personal animosity in anything he does. It's just, it's business. It's following a wartime handbook. Kwon is meticulous and calculated, but he got reversed by Templario.
Again, you turn your attention to these stupid people, and it's gonna cost you.
Into the cover, two. Místico got the low kick in to interrupt the fall. Templario, you can sense that urgency in his voice, in his body language.
You gotta wonder how Místico's wind is. You know, you're on the shelf for a month.
Yeah.
That cardio, it doesn't always come back right away. It takes you a few matches, a few weeks, maybe a month to get your ring wind back to you. And the longer this match goes, we might see if that's a factor.
Templario taking a chance. Místico daring him. Hit him with your best shot, connects with the arm drag.
So impressive on Templario walking the ropes like that.
And soars with a tope suicida. Templario, not just a big star at CMLL, but New Japan Pro Wrestling, a member of the United Empire. And, doesn't help him from Ikuro Kwon. Two, and a kick out.
Frustration from Kwon there. Time to regroup, re-strategize, contemplate, map out your next move. You got one man in the ring, you got the other man out. Try to take advantage of that.
Three men with very different motivations converging together as Kwon, a textbook suplex. Two, and Místico interrupts. And I think a lot of times Kwon doesn't get the credit for how great of a wrestler he is because of, we always talk about the underground pit fighting and the martial arts training, and of course the just war insurgency from Contra Unit. But Kwon is more than holding his own.
Well, again, he's not flashy, right? You're not gonna see him do a bunch of flashy moves, flipping and flopping around. And when you're in the ring with guys that are the caliber of Místico, Templario, who can do those things, yeah, sometimes you get overlooked because you're not wowing people with the pizzazz. But he's got substance. He might not always have the style, but he's got substance.
And Místico has great recovery skills into the power slam. Cover, this could be y'all, at Templario, able to pull that contact, broke the fall up before Templario elevated Místico. The cover was still null and void, and that wheelbarrow suplex, icing on the cake.
Chance for all these guys now, catch their win, get that third win, because they're past their second win. They're under their third win at this point. And now's when you got to dig deep. You want to be in the main event, Ikuro Kwon? Well, now's when you got to shift it in that next gear. Here's where you got to flip that switch and show you belong there. You got to dig deep to that last gear that maybe you didn't think you have. Well, you're going to need it right now.
Yeah, you got to wonder how the tricep of Místico is feeling this late into the fight.
And I'll be honest, I'm surprised I haven't seen either of the two men target that arm. That's the first thing I would have went for if I was in there.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have a strategy or you have a style you don't want to deviate from, even if your opponent has an injury. Stick to your game plan.
Pace quickly, that's advantage Místico.
That was one of his teeth, I think, I just saw fly out.
But you can see these fans sold out in Chicago, and Místico's a huge reason why. A streak over a year long of sellouts. And Místico connects big. And Místico's run here at MLW, he's beaten everybody from Trevor Lee to Kenta to, in Arena Mexico, Chris Jericho once upon a time. Místico returning to his former form before our eyes.
I'll tell you what, that impact too, that moved that guardrail about a good 3-4 feet. Really caught him good with that suicide dive.
Hard forearm shot by Templario creates that distance, and Místico bridges that gap.
So that arm's doing okay right now. Haven't seen him favor it. Doesn't look like he's been compromised in any way. Precarious position here for these guys.
Spanish fly connects. But the toll taken on Místico means he is slow to the follow through. The cover.
Oh, Kwon just getting in the nick of time.
My God.
Hey, there's a fly actually right here. Just flew right in my face. Wasn't a Spanish fly though.
I think it's left over from when St. Laurent was out here, but be that as it may.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
I hope you do. Ikuro Kwon, or he can get the
There
eyes.
we go. Get your thumb right in there.
Oh, gee, full Nelson.
I don't think he really caught him, though.
Yeah, he didn't get enough of it. Místico rolling away as Templario seizes the opportunity.
Templario got all of that.
But notice Kwon rolling away as well. Great instincts by all these fighters. As Templario.
Here we go.
Giving you a little sizzle to the steak.
Now these men got the center of the ring all to themselves.
That's how this started. Templario pinning Místico in that tag team matchup back in Atlanta. Look out, we're going for La Místico, but Templario put the brakes on. Stunted the momentum.
Oh!
And a flip pile driver.
Is there a chiropractor in the house anywhere? Do we have a chiropractor anywhere?
Both men landed badly. Místico favors his knee and his shin, and this could be the opportunity Ikuro Kwon's been waiting for.
He's just almost licking his chops.
Este Lucha says a packed crowd at Cicero Stadium.
Oh!
I'll let you guys
Wicked.
translate that one yourselves. Kwon is vulnerable. The underhook.
Right on his face.
That's only the setup. It's only the beginning. Místico so dangerous. Senton Atomico. Místico has returned with a victory.
Here is your winner, Místico!
Místico has gotten that victory and has made it very clear what's on his mind is recapturing his middleweight title, and Kwon just snaps the neck.
His neck.
Oh, that is sick. And Místico's out.
Wait.
And
you want to make a statement.
Kwon's got the mask.
You want to make a statement.
Kwon's got the mask. Maybe the most valuable mask in all of Lucha Libre. Ikuro Kwon. And the towel to cover the face. Kwon gets rid of that. What disrespect. What shame. Ikuro Kwon stole the middleweight title. And now he steals Místico's prize mask.
He's got it all.
Oh, Ikuro Kwon. Oh, that's disgusting.
Spit on the mask.
You sick bastard. Ikuro Kwon is deconstructing the legacy of Místico piece by piece. Ikuro Kwon issues a warning.
No, he didn't issue a warning. He just made a statement. Yeah. Everybody better pay attention to Ikuro Kwon.
Contra certainly leaves with a major statement made. Místico has been demasked, and Kwon may not stop until there's nothing left of the legend.
They are a breed apart.
The Rogue Horsemen.
Fighters without fear.
Matthew Justice. Paul London. Alex Kane. Mr. Thomas.
Warriors with an appetite for destruction. And when it comes to brutal warfare, locked in a carbon steel chamber, the perimeter of the top fortified with barbed wire. Carnage, pain, annihilation is what they crave.
MLW Wrestling presents
War Chamber, this June, free on YouTube.